Hello, Justin the Ozarks Gardener here with a garden update for you. It's June 21st and I just thought I'd let you all see how everything's growing. I'll start over here at the cold frame, which is now, since it's summertime, just a raised bed, not really a cold frame. But over here in this corner you can see I have the last remnants of my lettuce, which is starting to go to seed actually. So I need to pick that. There's a few lettuce plants I had have just kept me in salad forever. I've got quite a few carrots down here, and the kale, even though it's gotten pretty hot out, the kale is still going strong. It hasn't wilted, hasn't bolted, so it's pretty surprising, but cool. The parsnips have gotten huge. All these big leaves here are the parsnips. And then back here I've got some Swiss chard, some pink chard that's doing pretty well. It's been eaten up a little bit, as you can see, but oh well. Then I've got some carrots back here that are doing pretty good, and some carrots over here that are doing pretty good. We'll have to be picking some of those soon, I think. And then down here I've got all this is beets, which are doing pretty good. In fact, I was thinking of pulling some of those soon. They're pretty big. And we'll move on over here. The oregano has taken off since I did my organic fertilizing with the compost tea, and then the fish protein powder and some C90 ocean minerals. Some of this stuff is just really taken off, and this was one of the first things I noticed, that all of a sudden it was just growing big. And then the parsley is looking like parsley, and got quite a bit of cilantro here. I can cut some of this back and make some pico de gallo or something. Potatoes doing pretty good, I guess. It's kind of hard to know with potatoes how it's doing, because you know everything's happening underground there, or under the soil. So I don't know. I hope there's potatoes growing down there. We'll find out at some point. The peas have done pretty good. As you can see, there's actually little peas all over these guys, all over this plant here. There's lots of them, but it has started to get quite warm here in the Ozarks and Springfield. Over the last week or so, it started to get up into the upper 80s and close to 90 and such. And you can see down here at the bottom of the plant it's starting to burn up. So I think it's going to be time pretty soon for me to just harvest all these peas and say that's it for peas for this season, and then I can replant them near the end of the summer for a fall crop, and I'll probably get more out of them at that point too. I'll probably dedicate a big old trellis space or something to just peas for the fall. Then moving along here, I've got zucchini plant, which is really big, and I've never grown zucchini before, but I've seen them and I know they do get huge, so it's gonna be cool. I can't wait to be getting some squash off of here, because I love eating them. Then over here are some marigolds that I've got a couple little buds right on them right there, so I'll be having some flowers soon to hopefully help attract some bees to pollinate my plants. And then I got some more parsley over there that looks like it's doing fine. More carrots here. These ones are younger than the ones over there, so I'm sure they're not of any size to be eaten yet. And then what's really exciting for me is the green beans and the yellow wax beans are just covered with beans growing on them. See, the yellow ones, there's lots of them there. They're starting to kind of turn yellow. And then if I can get in here, show you, there's green beans all over here, and there's lots of them, and some of them are starting to get to the pickable size. The ones on the trellis here, the pole beans, have been growing up the trellis quite well. They haven't put on any flowers yet or started making beans, but I knew that would happen. I knew that the bush beans tend to produce a little faster than the pole beans do, but once this starts producing, it'll just keep going all summer or so, I'm supposed to understand. And then I actually have some stuff down here, little guys right there. That's some basil I planted pretty late. And then I have some kale here, some Tuscan kale that they're not doing real well. I mean, they're growing, but not very quickly. They're being pretty much shaded out by the green beans. I put those in real late. It was just sort of an experiment, just to say, hey, let's see if these grow. And then I have another one of those right there. And then the tomatoes are doing pretty well. They're growing up the trellises quite well. This one right here is like all yellowy on these bottom sets of leaves, and I don't like it because it looks like it's been kind of migrating up the plant as well. Because it was just these leaves, and now it's these ones over here too. And then shortly up from that is I actually have growing tomatoes. So I'm really hoping, I don't know what the deal with that is. I'm gonna water again with some compost tea and do my fertilizing regimen again soon, and hopefully that takes care of the problem. And as you can see on this one over here, I've just got lots of clusters of flowers, which will be tomatoes, and then over here same deal, lots of clusters. They're all growing really well. This is the Roma. This is actually the smallest one of my Romas. I have 3 Romas, and that one's the smallest. You can see here I got some little tomatoes growing in on these plants, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. I love homegrown tomatoes. And over here I've got peppers, which I got in a lot later than some of the other stuff, so they're really not like real big yet, but they seem to be growing. They're putting on some more leaves. Then I got some chard here, which seems to be doing all right. Like the other chard over in the cold frame, it's getting a little bit eaten up. I probably need to do something, put down some diatomaceous earth or something to keep the bugs away. And then I got this other squash plant here. I believe this one's the yellow squash, and the other one was the zucchini. I can't really remember. I got it written down on a template inside. And this one has been putting on these flowers here, but it's been so hot, the flowers have kind of been dying. I don't know. I'm planning on watering this evening when it cools down a little bit. And my lemon thyme plant from last year came back and has been bushing out and doing real well. I've been clipping this stuff and eating it, cooking with it. Thyme is my absolute favorite herb. It's good with everything, with meat, with fish, with vegetables, with poultry, just everything. And this lemon thyme, when I cook with this, I put it in some vegetables that I cooked with some chicken, and people were like, "Man, did you put lemon on this chicken? Did you put lemon in here? This tastes so good." And I said, "No, that's just the lemon thyme." And they were really surprised at how lemony it was. Over here, I've got a lot of beets, and you can get in here, you can see a little cluster of golden beets growing there. They're still pretty little, but I mean, those are actually edible now if I wanted to. And here's some also the remnants of my lettuces, and they'll be coming out soon. And then the cucumbers started to come in pretty good here, and okra is just doing its thing. I don't know, doesn't look like it's doing real great. And these Roma tomatoes have just bushed out like crazy, and so I'm excited about that. And they've got some little clusters of tomatoes growing in them too. And here's my other peas, which again will be coming down soon. And then down here I took a couple cuttings, couple of suckers off a couple of these tomato plants over here, and I decided, hey, screw it. I've got these peas are going to be coming down. I've got trellis space over here. Let's see if they grow. Let's plant them, see if they grow. And down here I've got some heirloom melon growing. I'll have to pull one of those out. I'm just going to keep one, but those will be they're kind of like a cantaloupe. They're an American melon or something like that, some kind of heirloom variety. So yeah, that's my garden update for today. Everything's going really good. Everything's filled out. I love looking at the garden and just seeing everything full, and can't wait to be getting more vegetables out of here, because so far what I've got is really good and I'm loving it. So that's it for today. This is Justin the Ozarks Gardener, signing off.